Welcome back to Behavior and Environment. This is the last video part 7. And we'll begin with Objective 21, define antecedent, and then Objective 22, define consequence. Objective 21, define antecedent. It's a stimulus which precedes a response. So let's say my son asks, "Hey, what is that?" And I say, "A zebra." With respect to my behavior saying a zebra, my son asking what is that is an antecedent. It's a stimulus that evoked me saying a zebra. So it's a stimulus which occurs before a response. If the phone rings, you pick it up. If someone knocks on your door, then you go answer it. If you haven't had anything to eat, go in the kitchen and get a snack. Teacher says turn your page to get out your textbook and turn it to page 10. The student does so. So the teacher saying that is the antecedent that preceded the student's response of getting their book out and turning to that page. Define consequence. It's a stimulus which occurs after a response. So if I ask, "Where do you want to eat?" then my wife says Panera Bread. Her saying Panera Bread is a consequence for me saying, "Where do you want to eat?" It's a stimulus produced by a response. So if I turn the key and my front door unlocks, my front door unlocking is the stimulus produced by my response of turning the key. So that's a consequence. And the word consequence implies a dependency on the response. In other words, the consequence doesn't occur unless the response occurs, or in some cases the consequence is very much correlated with that, means almost never occurs unless the response occurs. The word postcedent refers to a stimulus which follows but is not dependent on a response. So let's say you walk into a class and two students who don't notice you entered the room and go on their cell phones to check Instagram. Okay, so you walked into class and the students check their cell phones after you walk into class, but it's just coincidental. Okay, it happens in time after you walk into class, but your walking into class didn't evoke the students checking their cell phones for Instagram. Right? So we might describe what the students did in relation to you walking into class as postcedent to you walking into class. So let's do some ASRs. ASR 40. A stimulus which precedes a response is A, consequence, B, an antecedent, or C, a temporal response class. Give you a couple more seconds. Alright, I'll close the poll, and the answer here is A, an antecedent. ASR 41, I ask you for a pencil, and you give me one. Giving me a pencil was A, consequence, B, an antecedent, or C, a nice thing to do, in relation to my behavior of asking you for a pencil. A couple more seconds. Alright, I'll go ahead and close the poll, and the answer here is a consequence. Now, in relation to you giving me a pencil, me asking you for a pencil would be an antecedent. Alright, that's it. That wraps up Behavior and Environment. I hope you enjoyed this unit, and just want to give you the password for your ASR submission, and that is VT037. Again, that's VT037. Here are the references for this unit, and see you next time.